fight. I know it's hard to do it, and some days you're not going to want to do it, but those days are going to make you stronger.
Hey y'all, welcome back to At the Table podcast, a virtual table where we discuss all things young adulting. My name is Fikayo, and thank you so much for having me back in your ears. In today's podcast, we are brought with a special guest, Ure. And Ure and I in this podcast talk about, Ure talks about lupus and I talk about PCOS. And I thought it was really important to talk about these things. Well, we both did, because it is a part of young adulting, and I felt like it was important for the general perspective of this podcast to help shed light on things that sometimes we don't really talk about. Ure and I are not health care professionals at all. This is just a disclaimer. Everything that we say in this podcast is coming from personal experience or from our understanding. I really hope you enjoy this podcast, and welcome to At the Table. All right. Hi, Ure, and welcome to At the Table podcast.
Hi. Hi, everybody. You guys doing?
Thank you so much for coming on. I'm really, really excited for today's episode, and I think that, the people are going to like it too.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I think this is a really important conversation, and I think it needs to be had. I think people need to know about what's going on, like health-wise and all that stuff. So
yeah,
I'm excited for this.
We are deep diving today, you guys, into our personal journey. And just a little disclaimer for all of our listeners, Ure and I are not healthcare professionals. We are only here to share our stories, Ure with lupus and I with PCOS. Okay, y'all. Okay, so nobody should be coming around suing nobody. Okay, look, we've already said it. We are not healthcare professionals. But Ure, could you start us off by sharing what lupus is to you and your experience with it?
Yeah, so I was diagnosed with lupus in May 2023. So that was May last year. It kind of hit me like a wrecking ball, honestly. I started feeling all this pain at once, pain all over my body, pain that wouldn't allow me to move, wouldn't allow me to get up to use the restroom. And when I went to the hospital, that's exactly what they told me it was. I saw like a specialist for it. They're called a rheumatologist. And he basically said, this is lupus. And he explained to me that it's just basically like a chronic disease that causes inflammation and pain in any part of your body, like my joints. It mainly attacks your joints and your internal organs, like your kidneys or your heart. It's like your immune system just doesn't recognize it as things that your body needs, and so it attacks it like it's a virus or whatever. It affects your skin and your joints. And as far as skin, you can just develop rashes, and I'm really sensitive to sunlight. Like I have to wear a lot of SPF, or I can get really bad rashes. So it's lupus, it's a whole bunch of stress. Aside from all this stuff, it really affects your mental, honestly. It affects your day-to-day, stops you from wanting to get up, honestly. But that's really what it is in the lump sum. I'm still trying to figure out what it is, honestly, to me.
Thank you for sharing that. We'll dive deeper into a lot of these things, because I do think, like you said, it is very important to talk about this. I'll share a little about my journey with PCOS. And PCOS is actually very, very common amongst young women, especially African American women. And for me personally, at 17, I just wasn't getting my periods regularly. And it happened, and up until now, I still don't get my periods regularly. And I knew then that something was off, but they were like, it takes a while for your period to get regular anyway. And my doctor, Miss Megan, she was really, really good though. But she was like, let's see. And I was like, okay. Come around, I hit right around 21, and I'm still not getting these periods regularly. So I go to my doctor, and then they refer me to an endocrinologist. And that just has to do with hormones and stuff like that. And we did a whole bunch of blood work. And we realized that, yes, indeed, I do have PCOS. And PCOS is like a scale, basically. And there's really, really bad PCOS and not as bad. I just have just a few more notches of testosterone than I should. And it just kind of knocks my system off. But it definitely is a thing because with me, I gain weight very, very quickly and I lose weight very, very quickly. So it's weird because my body doesn't stay the same weight. Hair everywhere all the time. So I have to like really be good about like keeping my hygiene up. And dang, if I remember any more, I'll talk about it. But PCOS definitely, like you said, it's just one of those lifetime things and like you just have to deal with it. But we'll get more into that later. Ure, what does your life look like with lupus? And like, how do you navigate those challenges?
Honestly, like every day is different. Like every day is different. Some days I wake up without any pain at all.
Mm-hmm.
Some days I wake up, I don't really get like severe pain anymore because I'm on medication and because I've been taking it. But there are some days where I'm like, oh, dang, because lupus can affect my memory. I'm like, did I take my medication? Did I take it in the afternoon? So I forget some days. And like my body always tells me like when, like my body knows, like I can feel it when I haven't taken it or whatever. I feel pain. I start to feel it in my joints or whatever. So it's like, also with the food I eat, I have to make sure that I'm not eating all that greasy food because that causes inflammation in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really good. Like I noticed recently that like when I order takeout Chinese food, all that MSG, like it really does not sit well with me. Like 10 minutes after I'm eating my food, I'm throwing it up. And a lot of food that is not supposed to be in my body in the first place, it doesn't stay there. Like it comes up. Like the
Mm-hmm.
chicken, it makes it come up. So it's really just every day. Some days I don't throw up at all. Some days I'm good. I'm feeling good. I can go on a walk. I can exercise. I can, go out and want to, have a drink or something. But it's really just I'm trying to figure it out. Because I really don't like how it's like I'm flipping a coin with it. I want
Mm-hmm.
to have it regulated. Like I want to know what's up with me. I want to always be, I want to be able to not predict these things, but I want to be good, like I want to be good. So
Yeah.
I figure it out or whatever. But that's what it looks like for me right now.
I remember, I think it was like 2021. I had gone to the doctor and they were like, yeah, you're pre-diabetic. And I was like, pre-diabetic? At what age? And because PCOS does like a lot with your hormones, it was messing with my hormones that side as well.
Mm.
And I think just people don't realize how much of a blessing it is, honestly, truly, to have a healthy body and to have a body that like does what it's supposed to. And I remember
So
after hearing that, like that I was kind of like pre-diabetic at 21. I was like, all right, all right, all right. I need to figure some things out. So literally, it definitely did come with like a lifestyle change. I have to start going to the gym because not only do I need it for my physical maintenance, but for my hormone levels. Like it's insane. And it goes everything now. I have to watch my food, like you said. And your body is so delicate and you do not realize it up until you have to start watching your body very, very closely. Isn't that funny?
I know, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you really have to make these changes.
Yeah.
Or it's like you have to take it day by day.
So how do you learn how to like handle your lupus on a daily basis? How do you take it day by day?
Small steps. Like honestly, right now it's making sure that I'm taking my medicine every day when I'm supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
That's one part of it. Another part is making sure that I'm productive. Like, because I notice, like, if I sit in the bed all day and sulk, I'll think about it. I'll get depressed about it. And that's just not good for my overall. So, making sure that I'm productive, making sure that I'm helping my mom out and being, like, here in the house, being present, like
Mm-hmm.
being a person, not just being a body in a house.
Yeah.
Other than that, honestly, food plays a big part of it. I'm really still working on that because I like to eat what I like to eat. I'm a big foodie. Like, that's really what the biggest challenge has been for me is food. I love food so much and I want to eat what I want to eat, but like I re I I pay the price every single time I eat something bad. I pay the price. So just just really figuring out what's worth it, like what's not worth the pain, like what's not worth going through all this pain, you know, making the right choices for me that's going to benefit me in the long run. And like, yeah, making small steps to make sure that like I'm going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Is it easy?
Really not. It's really not.
Do you have a community of people like that are going through it with you? Like that
Um,
have lupus too? Like does that exist?
it does, but me, I'm just not the type of person who like I want to be like I want to go out and find people who have lupus and have
Mm-hmm.
conversations with them and learn about their journey. There's like lupus walks and like people raise money to like support the people who are like looking for a cure. There's like a whole lupus organization, but it's like I don't know. I'm not plugged in. Like I don't want to be. I follow them on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram and all that stuff, but I don't think I'm there in my journey yet. I think I want to really figure it out because I think I'm interested in it. I know
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to people. I want to figure out their experiences because it's all so different. Like everybody's experience with lupus is so different. Nobody has the same experience. So yeah, I really want to talk to people and figure that out. But it's all when it's going to be when like I'm comfortable with doing it because I'm really finicky with people. Like I really
Yeah.
just don't like being around different people. But I have to cross that border when it comes. Honestly,
Do you know any myths about lupus? And are there any myths that you would like to debunk? Like, what would you like people to know about lupus?
I hear a lot that people think that like it's contagious, or maybe
Hmm.
think that it's contagious because it's an autoimmune disease and other autoimmune diseases are like HIV, AIDS, stuff like that. And people kind of like group that together. But it's not the same thing. I think HIV is like your autoimmune system is working over, like I think it's working. Listen, I'm not a doctor. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a doctor.
Mm-hmm. We told
But I
him we
think,
did.
listen, at the beginning, we're not doctors. But what I know about lupus is that it's attacking it's attacking my immune system. I think HIV is doing the opposite. That's what I
Mm.
read in an article somewhere. So it's two different things. You don't contract it from sex, first of all. Common in women from like 14 to like 44. I want
Mm.
to Black women, women of color. So yeah, that's one myth that I want to debunk that it's not contagious. It's not like HIV in the sense that you can get it from, sexual contact. It's
Mm.
nothing like that. A lot of people think that like I want to say that like even with me day to day, like people don't believe that I'm in pain because like I've been able to like now I have such a pain tolerance for it. It's like this is my normal me now. Like this is me now. So it might not
Mm.
look or appear that I'm in pain because I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a burden to people. I don't want
Right.
to be like, oh yeah, I'm hurting or oh yeah, I'm in pain. If I can cope with it, if I can deal with it, it's not necessary. So, but people usually be like, "Oh, she's fine. Like she's good. She's like, and I don't like people do that because like, yeah, I'm good, but like that doesn't mean like you, you just assume that I'm all the way good. Like still
Yeah.
check on me, still like see me.
Yeah.
But
Well, and
that's
like you don't even know what I'm going through. Like,
yeah,
and we
exactly.
really, really can't. Can you explain that pain? Like, what does it like? What like? Give us an idea if you could.
Honestly, at its worst, I could not move. It's like I don't
Mm.
want to say like a burning sensation. It's stiffness. Like honestly, like a weighted blanket, like 10 of them on you that you can't move anything. Like always nauseous, migraines, like It's honestly, at its worst, it's unbearable. Day to
Mm.
day, it's like if I even knock my finger on something, like it'll swell up. Sometimes it's hard to like I limp. Sometimes I walk with a limp. My knees be hurting, my ankles, my toes, anywhere there's a joint, really. Anywhere there's
Wow.
a joint, it hurts. Like it hurts. I have to take Advil every day, Tylenol every day. But
Wow.
yeah,
Oh, I'm so happy that I was able to that we were able to have this conversation because I don't know what lupus is. I didn't know what it was up until I really just researched it before we came on. And I had told my sister I was doing this, and she was so happy because she's really interested in learning about lupus. And I was like,
mhm,
"Really?" And she was like, "Yeah, like she's so interested in it." And to hear like your experience is like, "Wow. Wow. You are so strong."
thank you, girl. Thank you, girl.
Wow. So, like, I'm wondering now, how has having lupus affected you emotionally? Has it?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, at the beginning stages of it, it kind of really made me depressed. I was like, why? How could this happen to me? Like, I know somebody who was like a distant friend of me who like had lupus and she had mentioned it to me or like somebody else. I don't think I
Mm,
liked her at the point. So I was like, she don't got nothing that really. I remember saying this. I was like she don't got nothing that really is serious. Like she using this as like a manipulation tactic or whatever. She just saying this. And then boom, I get lupus like 2 years later, and I still think about her. I still think about what I said. Like I'm just like
mm,
that bitch ain't nothing to play about. Like she caught it early, like when we were like 17. So I'm
mm,
like, damn, like just like damn. But I kept a lot of friends around me. I had a lot of friends to talk to who really got me through it, who
mm,
kept me out, kept like, keeping me in the loop of things, which like really helped. My mom was really supportive, my family was really supportive. So I was able to like I was able to like get out of the funk or whatever. But I still have days where I feel like, how did this happen to me? Like I still have days where I'm really down. But like I said, I just try to get up out of bed every day. I just try to be productive.
oh, wow. So, what would you tell like 21-year-old you when you were first going through it?
Okay. Oh well, I was 23.
Oh.
I caught it last year, but
Oh.
not yeah, last year. So I was 23. But if I was telling my 21-year-old self something, I would say eat healthier. I would say I would say eat healthier. I would say, girl, you don't even know what's coming. Like you need to eat healthier. You need to get in the gym. You need to exercise. You need to be on this stuff. But 23-year-old me, oh, what would I tell her? Like it's okay. Like you're gonna get through it. Like I know this pain is is hard right now. It feels like you'll never feel normal again. Every day you waking up crying, every day you waking up in pain, not knowing what it is.
Mm,
But there'll come a day when you'll get an answer. Like the answer is coming, just wait for it. Everything everything happens for a reason, and God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers, baby. You'll be okay.
yeah.
Like you'll be okay.
That must have been a mind trip though. Like you didn't know what was going on and you was just waking up every morning and you were hurting.
Hurting, girl, hurting,
Oh
hurt,
my,
and not knowing
wow.
what was going on.
I'm now also curious. Like, what would you tell your friends and how can we be better friends to you? Because, we don't know. And
Yeah,
PCOS ain't nothing like this. Like, I can pretend like it doesn't exist. And I just do my little daily routine and just make sure I'm taking care of myself the way I need to be. But, like, to be in pain constantly and being constantly reminded, like, it's like a little ghost that, like, is always tapping you on the shoulder. It's like, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Like, what would you like to tell us?
just keep doing what you've been doing. I have no complaints about my friends. I not like really I'm not a caller, I'm not a texter. I've never been that person.
Mm-hmm.
But like it is nice to like, hear occasional like how are you feeling? Like, that is nice. That is nice to get. I'm not gonna lie. But like everybody who's my friend, everybody who is my friend now, who I consider a friend now, anybody who like, I have their number and we're cool, is doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
I have no complaints. People show up for me in the way that they need to, the way that I need them to, and vice versa. So yeah, and honestly, I'm still learning for myself. So
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
is lupus forever? Like, is there a cure?
No, there's no cure, and I will have it for forever, but it can go into remission. So
Okay.
like I can like not have a flare for years. There are people who I follow on Instagram, like health gurus and people with lupus. They've like made lifestyle changes, like they don't eat meat or they eat certain meats or they're like heavily veggie eaters or plant based or whatever. They've made like big lifetime changes to the point where they don't get flare ups anymore. But they always like you always have it type thing.
Right. And then can you pass it on to your kids?
I I don't think so, but because it was never in my family, I'm the first person who I know even had lupus.
Mm.
So it's a weird thing, but my doctor did say like when I'm about to have kids, there's a whole bunch of medications that I have to stop taking. I would have to like plan it, which I already plan on doing when I have it.
Oh, that was great. Oh my god. Like you really, really have informed me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really am learning. And I think the conversations like this is important. And that's why I'm so happy again to have you on my podcast because here we really just we adult together. That's what my podcast is literally for. So it's great to be able to talk about something that happens. Like as we get older, our bodies are also getting older and things are just going to start coming up like lupus, like PCOS. And it's great that we're able to have these conversations. So you don't feel alone. So okay, like we're all kind of going through things.
Thanks.
Yeah. What would you like to say to like a young girl who is going through any type of chronic anything right now?
This is not the end. This is not the end all be all. This is not your identity. You are a person outside of this. Don't let this make you, don't let it break you. Just fight. Every day, wake up and fight. I know it's hard to do it. And some days you're not going to want to do it, but those days are going to make you stronger. Those days are going to make you want to get up and be yourself again. If you're like me, get up, get pretty, do your hair, do your makeup, get pretty. Do something make yourself feel good. Make sure that you have a personality and an identity
Mm.
outside of this chronic disease that nobody has a cure for right now. It's like it's ridiculous. Like don't even sweat it. Don't even sweat it. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's small ish to a giant. It's small ish to a giant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You should see the way I am nodding my head because you were so right. You are literally right. I wish people had that. Like they know, like you are so big and you can tackle it and you can handle it and you're not alone. Okay, where can we find you? Shout anything out, shout everything out. Let us know.
Okay. Well, if you are somebody with lupus and you want to have a conversation with me about it, definitely feel free to talk to me, DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is UreANWOSU. I think it's one. But
I'll tag it.
let me make sure that's really what it is. Okay, just not the one, just UreANWOSU. That's Ure A and Wosu. On Instagram, you can DM me. I'm free to talk on TikTok. You can follow me at the only Ure, the only Ure. And those are the only two socials that.
Thank you so much for coming on, Ure. Honestly, it means so much to me. And I know at the table we've learned a lot today.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.